Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Writing Community Chat Show. And in classic style, I kind of fucked up the intro, but we're here, and it's Indie Wednesday, and we are live, and really happy to be live. It's pretty fantastic. Mr. Hooley's up in the loft, so we're hoping Nigel, the little ghost, doesn't appear, or something crazy happens. And we've got a good show, really good show for you tonight, and we've got a couple of competitions to announce the winners for. And we've got a load of tips for writing, and we're just going to have a bit of fun and see how it goes. So, how are you, Mr. Hooley? How's your week been?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's only Wednesday, to be honest. It's going very slow.
Yeah, I think we've both had a pretty long week already, to be honest with you, in our working lives. Fighting crime is not easy as a supervillain. Not a supervillain, I mean, that's backwards.
Yeah, the vigilante stuff is really getting to me. Like, I don't know how Batman does it.
I know, all this moonlighting, knackered.
Yeah.
So, before we do start, obviously we have a bit of a kerfuffle when it comes to the old beer sponsors this week. For the beer token book promotion, which is something you really should get involved with, because although it costs a tiny bit of money, the amount of people actually see that book and the details of that book compared to like Writerslift is massive. So, this book this week, I've picked one. The review says, wow, totally captivated, utterly compelling and must read. And the next one says, what an original story. At times I related, at times it made me laugh, and other moments it brought me to tears or made me want to look away. So that's quite an interesting book. And that book is Death, Just Grin and Bear It by Mr. Hooley. 4.6. And indeed. Yeah, keep looking up there, mate. Indeed, there is your cover. And okay, which door will you choose? That's a big message about death. And indeed, we will pop that up in the top corner.
Do you know what's interesting about that review that you just read out?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that sounds like a good book. I've not read it.
Yeah, it's your book, Chris. And because you know what, we haven't had any sponsors for this show. We have the good shows at the end of the week. I say the good shows. This is a great show, but the good shows with the great authors that we're interviewing this week, which we'll announce those authors throughout the show, is actually we got sponsors for those already. So this was kind of not a last minute thing, but people kind of missed out. But we are live. This is live right now. If you want to interact and send us messages while you're watching, you can do so. We will read the comments and questions that you send us in. I am drinking a Guinness today. I changed the game. I normally have a bottle of some sort of beer. I have a can today. And thank you very much.
If you'd have asked me, that would have been what I'd have chosen for you as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Good for your iron levels.
Yeah, it is indeed. So, Mr. Hooley, this week we had a Writerslift competition on Twitter. And I don't know if you kept tabs on that Writerslift, but it has quite some interaction. We've been very busy retweeting that throughout the week. And, we got to pick a winner because we did say that we will pick a book throughout that Writerslift and purchase that book, as a reward for participating. So have you had a little look, and is there something that you fancy on that list?
I have, and it's something that I've not read in a long time because normally I don't read poetry.
Okay, interesting.
I'm not a big fan, but this book has 10 reviews and they're all 5-star, so you must be onto something. So I picked David Middleham, Strange Colours. So that's there. On where do you do that?
David. Let me have a look, see if I can find that.
Yeah, David Middleham.
Is it a big colourful thing? Yeah, I found it.
Yeah, it is very colourful, yeah.
Cool. That looks fantastic, actually. That's a lot of colour in that cover, and that looks really good. So that is there. That's 10 stars, 5-star ratings out of 10 reviews, $3.99 Kindle, $7.99 paperback. Fantastic cover. And look at this guy. Look at his hair. Go on, Dave.
He's got great hair.
Go on, Dave. You've got great hair. And we've bought your book. We're going to buy your book. So thank you very much for interacting with the Writerslift. And we're very much looking forward to getting into that, to be honest, because that looks fantastic. Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
And I think, if I remember rightly, Dr. Maggie Gelwitz, who we had on the show, she did a little video raving about that book because she was reading it in the woods and stuff. And I think that's why it stood out to me as well.
Why was she reading it in the woods?
She does everything in the woods. Like, have you not seen her on Twitter? She's always in the woods.
Well, I don't know where she's from, but I don't do a lot of stuff in the woods. We do have some comments coming in. Mario's on the chat, and he says, "Greetings, fellas, and congrats to David." And indeed, thank you. And Mario, it is fantastic to see you. And I like the picture of you conducting, because Mr. Mario is a conductor.
I love that picture.
Not on a train, but for choirs. He likes to have a sing-song, of which we played on the show before. That was quite cool. So hello, Mario. Thanks to have you. Thanks for you commenting and chatting with us on the show. We are live, guys. Like I said, please like and share this video right now, because the more it's shared around, the more people can actually see it and engage with us right now as we're live. So yeah, we bought that book now, and we will look at that and get some feedback at some point.
And if David Middleham gives us permission to read, I might read my favourite poem of his on the show.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, David, does anyone know this David, by the way? And Mario, you said congrats. If you know him, can you tweet him and just let him know? How many beers have I had so far? That much beer is all I have. I'm this clumsy and this, whatever, all the time. It's surprising, Mario. It really is. But, it makes people laugh. So that's brilliant. So, but also bringing back a feature tonight, by the way. And this is very important, a feature that's kind of been in the background for a while because we've had so many things that's been up and down. But a new writing community family member, I really felt the need to bring this back. We know we've all been there. We've all been there with 50 followers or whatever, thinking, oh, what's this Twitter business? And, but it was this guy's tweet that drew my attention to him. And I relate to him with this tweet. And I believe this is why this show is here. And I think all of you will agree with this. So I'll just read his tweet out and then let you know who it was. So he said, massive shout out, in capital, massive shout out to this amazing community of writers here on Twitter. First of all, absolutely. The love and support and infinite positivity is just so humbling and phenomenal. I said that right? Phenomenal?
No.
Yeah, close enough. Anyway, absolute valid point. And this is why this show exists in the first place, and fantastic. And this is half the tweet. So let's read the second half. I am so proud to be part of this creative family. You're all fantastic humans. Stay safe, stay positive, and keep writing. Ash Lazar at Rojo Maine. Mayne. He actually replied, I said there's something to interest him on this show tonight, but he said he's working, so that kind of sucks. But, if anyone can tweet him at ROJOMAYNE and just say, just follow him and say, look, welcome to the family. It's a great tweet because it reminds us of why this whole thing exists. And it is fantastic. The community that we've created, we were part of in the writing community was amazing. The community that is now become a community within the community is even more fantastic. So absolutely agree with you.
So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to follow him, and you get to tell me what I have to say.
Ooh. If you're watching right now and you want Chris Hooley to say something funny or silly, message us right now what he's tweeting us.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I found him.
Cool.
Right, so I've just followed him.
Okay, so I want you to write. This might go a bit weird. Hello, Ash. I'm sorry you have to work in this. Hang on. As a what funny job can we give him? As a nighttime lollipop man? I don't know. As a nighttime lollipop man, I imagine business is quiet.
As a nighttime lollipop man. Where's he from? Will he even know what a lollipop man is?
I have no idea. If he doesn't, he'd probably look it up. I mean, yeah. It's quite funny. I don't know. We'll see what he says. But we have got
a GIF or...
Oh, yeah. You've always got to have a GIF. I mean, do you know what? Just drop a Cage GIF because it's been lacking lately, and I'm sure Halo will appreciate that. We've got to drop a hit.
Hello, Ash. I'm sorry you have to work as a nighttime lollipop man. I imagine work is quite slow.
Yeah. Why not? Let's have a go and see what he says. I like this live tweeting nonsense. It's kind of crazy. So a couple of questions coming up from the writing community as well before we get some tips, and we will release the winners of the bedtime story competition as well. We did have some fantastic entries in, not as many as we'd liked. Last year we did it on Twitter with like a 2-minute video, and it was a lot more popular. This is a YouTube version. Halo says she does appreciate the cage gifts. Of course you do, Halo. Mario just DM'd David and told him to join us on the show. By the way, Halo, Mario, you were extended limbs of this show. At some point later on, we will give people the option of jumping in with us. We can send you an invite if you really want to.
So I've just sent that now, so any retweets would be much appreciated. Or just add to it. Just say, no. In fact, we could do this. So say, no, Ash isn't a lollipop man, and then add your own.
Oh, let's have a Twitter chain on Ash's account, shall we?
Yeah, so literally just type his name, his hashtag.
You can't see it. Let's see it. Someone from Spain just went onto our writing community chat show website. That is amazing. And new site visitor from Herencia in Spain. If anyone's on there, then that's fantastic. How cool is that? We are currently, last time we checked, 41 countries around the world we are played out to on the podcast, which is absolutely amazing. I find that it blows my mind. There are so many, the countries as well that I would think of. I'm quite terrible at geography, but like there's some countries like in Kingston, Jamaica, and just Israel and Cuba, and it's just like absolutely crazy to think of the people that would listen to the show in those places all over the world. Fantastic. Yeah. Mario said he's all in. I'm not surprised to hear that comment. He tends to be. Ash is in New York City. Do New Yorkers have lollipop men? I don't think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Mario, are you aware of that? Do they have them?
But carrying it on's quite fun. So they can say, no, yeah. Ash is not a lollipop man. He's actually a something.
Yeah. Shall we jump into some writing community questions? I only have 3 today because I thought we might be a bit busy with the show. There's a lot going on, but we've got a couple. So if you have questions on the community and you're watching right now, you can you can send them in. But first, let's address this. So, what is a lollipop man? He is a man that he walks around and tests lollies, and if they're not good enough, then they scrap them. That is not true. Mr. Hooley. Ross said a crossing guard.
Yeah.
I don't think they're that aggressive, are they?
Some of them are. Some of them will actually hit you if you try and walk across.
They're basically a man. Well, I say a man. I've seen a lot of women doing this job as well. Not like Candice. I apologise. I was winding you up, Halo. It's a person that stands on a zebra crossing outside a school.
Now we have to explain what zebra crossing is.
Stands on a street with a black and white lines that looks like a zebra across the road with a stick that looks like a lolly and stops traffic for kids to cross the road outside school. It's weird. Okay. Some more comments that are inappropriate for Mario. Yeah. So that's what a lollipop man is. If you didn't know, in America, because we have a few American fans. So maybe Ash in New York City does not know what a lollipop man is. That's what one is. So yeah, like a crosswalk. Sorry, not a street. Zebra crossing. Yeah, like that. Cool. So, writing community questions. Let's have one in. Again, if you do want to send us questions in, please do so. I have a question for the writing community, and if you have got answers to this, send them in. Does the title of my story, and by the way, this is a bizarre question. I'm kind of disappointed that it exists. Does the title of my story count towards the word count, or just the text of the story? By CB Jones. Mr. At Writer Jones, I'm kind of saddened by this question, that if you are reaching that much to get the word count up by possibly 2 or 3 words, then perhaps put anything in anywhere, because surely that's quite accountable. Chris, any comments on that?
Literally no. I'm just like, what? Like, I mean, obviously, on the world of Twitter, some people can be really pedantic, and we don't know this guy's background.
That's true. That's true.
You might be slightly on a spectrum.
Yep, that is completely true, and I shouldn't joke.
No, but the question,
come on, Chris, what?
No, but the question in itself, as from the average person, is it instantly made me think: if you're counting the words in your title, you've not done enough.
Perhaps. Who knows? And Mario said, David can't listen right now, but he gives you permission to read the poem. Did you actually download that book yet?
I can do.
Do you have access to it? Can we get a poem off David's thing? Because that would be kind of cool.
It would.
How big are these poems? Because if they're huge, that might take us some time.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Interesting. Yeah, so I think, to be honest with you, C.B. Jones, a serious writer, a serious question. Oh my goodness, a serious answer to that writing question is, I really wouldn't worry about it. I mean, my first book is, I guess, a novella, and my second book just creeps inside the novel length for my type of book. And again, this is important that you actually check what genre of book you're writing, because each genre has their own categories and sizes of what's classified as a novella and a novel. So perhaps, short stories, horror-wise, they're quite... A novel technically starts at 40,000, whereas some others start at like 60, 80 to 120. So it's worth looking into that.
I can't read a poem because it sent it to my Kindle, and I am in the loft.
Oh, okay. We will get Hooli to read, and we'll post that up in somewhere. I don't know why I said that twice. There's inappropriate comments happening again. It's distracted me. All right, so let's go into the second question. At Laura Rose writes, do you write to express yourself, to explore ideas, to have fun, or a combination of the above? That's a good question, Laura. Mr. Hooli.
Yeah, it's a better question than the last one anyway. I think it's a combination of all of them, isn't it? I suppose the express yourself bit, maybe not so much, because I don't know,
Express yourself.
Yeah, some of the things you're feeling at that particular time of writing is not necessarily what you're writing about. So
yeah,
not always the express yourself. Definitely the explore ideas. Have fun. Not so much on that one, to be honest. I mean, you enjoy it, but it's work at the end of the day, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I
think
so.
It depends. I don't find it like that. I mean, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but one of our guests may have said, save certain scenes for when you're in certain moods. And that's, if you're a plotter, that can work really well. Say you've got an angry scene written, the idea of that scene written, and you had a really shitty week and you're just pissed off with things, or you've had a run-in with someone that's pissed you off. That might be a really good time to jump into a scene where you have a big argument on paper, because that could really influence. And maybe you try to write that in a happy mood, and it didn't quite come across the same. So perhaps using, your moods towards that is a good idea.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, with writing, like now I'm writing a crime, and I wouldn't describe it as fun, because it, like you said, it's not that tone. It's not that sort of, there's no happiness in it. Like, it's very dark in a lot of ways, and it's not necessarily something you're like, oh, this is amazing, this is really fun. It's
I don't know, I gotta say, I like to express myself. Well, you'll know this, especially if you listen to Connor's show in the week, my interview, which I was kind of cool, that I started writing for kind of weird reasons, I guess. I wasn't always inspired to write. It was kind of a life event that made me want to write. So it wasn't until I started writing did I feel the love from it. So having fun, I guess, like you said, it's not really a fun thing. It's more like I'm having fun with the story and experiencing the story. Exploring ideas, I do that kind of before I write, I think. Well, I guess the whole process is exploring ideas, and expressing myself. I don't know. That's maybe
that
not.
Expressing yourself one is interesting, because it's like a lot of the time, especially with your writing, because you're not necessarily writing from your point of view. If you're a pantser, you write what you feel in the moment. Ooh,
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I agree with that. And again, that's why I said if you're a plotter, that process might work about being in a different mood. But if you're a panzer, it doesn't matter what mood you're in, you're still experiencing the story. So it kind of doesn't work that way to plan a mood, if you know what I mean, for a certain scene. Yeah, Hooli writing dark question mark. Got to ask what abyss he's been staring into this whole time. And do you know what, guys? I know you've been banging on about this. I am late to this train, the Halo book train, of what I thought when I said I wrote a dark scene or two in my sequel. They are playtime compared to Halo's book. And I read something the other day and I thought, oh yeah, I told Hooli, oh, this is a bit dark. Fucking hell. Got to a certain scene not too long after that, and I kind of went, I never ever thought a book could get that close to an edge. I mean, Halo, wow. My opinions of you may have changed slightly. Who knows? It could get worse. I don't know. I'm like not even halfway through yet.
It gets worse, mate.
Yeah. So my interpretation of what I thought was dark. There you go. There she is. What I thought was dark was, I don't know, not even close. Halo is the abyss. Yes. So the next question, let's have it, shall we? The last question of the writing community questions. Bear in mind, I pull these off the writing community. These are people who may not have engaged with the show before, so hopefully this will spur them on to do so. And I have told them we'll answer the questions on this show. So let's try and support them if we can. And question 3, question of the day for the writing community. What do you think makes a great opening line or lines? What should be avoided? And that's by Megan Beth Davis, MB Davis _author. I think opening lines is very important in a book for me. I have definitely put a book down after the first page or two because it just was like it's not working for me at all. Have you ever done that, Chris?
Yeah, like opening lines is a tricky one, isn't it? Because some books are like growers, and it does take you a while to get into them. You know, if you're blown away normally by the opening line, chances are you're going to be disappointed at some point. It's not going to carry on that way, is it? Like there has to be down moments in a book.
Are you trying to tell me that you opened the book up and read the first line and went, fucking hell, that's amazing. I best close that now because it's never going to get as good as that, is it?
No, but I read a book and I'll tell you what it's called because it still is this type of book that really annoys me. It's called Bad Monkeys by Matt Ruff. And that book is fantastic for like 80% of the book. Right from the off, like I was hooked. And then the final bit at the end, oh yeah, definitely avoid them. I woke up, she woke up. Yeah.
Okay, expand on
that. It was
that.
all
Why?
a dream as well. Because like...
What do you mean, that at the start?
Yeah.
Well, I've never read a book that started off, it was all a dream.
No, but within the first chapter or in the first paragraph in some instances.
Okay.
Like, what annoys me about stuff like that is they go really full on from the beginning and it's like, whoa, this is actually really quite good. And then it's like, and then they woke up sweating in fear. Like, and you're like, no, don't do that.
They didn't. Well, have you never woken up in fear?
Yeah, but not at the start of a book. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's a big no-no for me. I don't think it works. I think too many people start that way.
Okay, so if that is a turn off at the start of a scene, and the Mario says draw them into a scene immediately, how can we change it from I woke up, she woke up, that's turning me off a scene, to draw them into the scene? What can we do to make that happen? Guys, send answers in. I will.
Yeah, a lot of writers when they've like Chuck Palahniuk and Stephen King and stuff, they talk a lot about just going into the action like straight away, so almost as if you just joined the action.
Yeah.
So it's not like a slow build up of things. It's like you're in instantly. Elmore Leonard is really good at doing that. Really, really good. So he would be someone that I would recommend people look for and read if they were trying to start a book for the first time.
Okay.
Because he's really good at that.
I mean, it's the same in a TV series. There's a lot of shows that really start off with a punch, don't they? You know, they're straight into the action and then it kind of settles. and then that settling moment, you're trying to find out what's going on, and then it ramps it up again. So perhaps the same. I may as well show you. His eyes watered as he choked on the giant lollipop. I tell you what, I mean, this is something I've got to be the angry pit. I've got to be the disappointed, father figure in the writing community chat show at the moment, and say that, we had a really good, and we still have a really good writing prompt story happening that hasn't been touched for a month because no one kind of replied and got back to us. We had a couple of entries, but my point being that those stories that we did were all started off really well. So perhaps
did you see what Ross did there with that line?
Mm-hmm.
Go back to it. Let's see it again.
Yeah.
His eyes watered as he choked on the giant lollipop. He is in the middle of the action because there are things that had to happen in order for that to be happening. If I read that as an opening line, as daft as it sounds, I'd probably carry on reading.
Well, yeah, because the first thing you got to look at, he choked on a giant lollipop. If you just wrote that, you think, okay, what's he doing? But the fact his eyes watered means it's uncomfortable, and it may not be something he's chosen to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So it does ask questions, and I guess very much your opening dialogue needs to ask questions to keep someone wanting to know the answer. So I woke up. If he'd said, perhaps, okay, you don't like I woke up. What if someone said the noise or something, I woke up with a fright or something like that was a bit more dramatic than I woke up. Would you still be not interested?
No, don't matter how
if
they
someone
woke
wakes
up, in my
up,
opinion.
you're not reading it.
No.
What if I'm on a spaceship, like a rocket in space, and the emergency alarm woke me up?
See, that would depend on the cover and the blurb.
Okay, well, like Alien, they woke up, from whatever sleep by the thingy majiggy. Good, Can we stop displaying my face now? He has regrets. We can, because look who's here. Connor. Hello, Connor. Is that terrible? Probably. But whatever. Cool. So,
I like you were going to go into song then. like Irish song.
I don't think I've got any Irish songs. I don't know.
Do a Westlife Irish. Could you not do a Westlife cover?
I don't know. Do they sing? They don't really sing. It sound like an Irish when they sing, do they? I mean, like Scottish bands, they sound really Scottish when they sing. I don't think I don't know. Getting Better, but it's still awful by Connor. Was that my accent? And Connor, what's the little IE next to it?
Maybe that's telling us he's from Ireland.
Ireland? Oh, that's terrible. I'm just going to shut up. Yeah, cool. So, again, guys, if you're watching this, I know people are, so please like and share this and let people discover while we're live so they can get involved with this and chat to us. And if you have any questions, please send them in and we will answer them. After all, we are trying to give you tips about writing, even though most of you are probably...
Oh, that was a good link. Let's go into the tips that you have.
We can do, yes. And after these tips, I will then... we will reveal the bedtime story winners. But these tips, okay. Let me read these. Some of them are quite long. Some of them are quite unusual. But we'll see. And I want your comments on these tips. And perhaps... you may agree, you may not agree, and you may have some comments on, so please let us know. So, Hilary Mantel. Have you ever heard of that lady?
Yes.
Okay.
Bring up the bodies, stuff like that.
Okay. She said, a little arrogance can be a great help. The most helpful quality a writer can cultivate is self-confidence, stroke arrogance. If you can manage it, you write to impose yourself on the world, and you have to believe in your own ability when the world shows no sign of agreeing with you. Now, that statement is kind of a dual thing for me. The fact that it's that whole mental positivity thing where if you keep believing that your book will get there or something will happen, then you will keep putting yourselves in position to make that happen. Whereas if you think this is never going to happen, you're never going to push your book and try to make it happen, so therefore it might not. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's a bit conflicting. Like I wouldn't necessarily use the word arrogance and the term arrogance because, Every writer I've ever met or that we've spoken to on the show, I would never put them in the category of arrogant. I think they've all been really nice.
Yeah, they
so
really have. Yeah.
Yeah, so in that respect, I wouldn't say that arrogance is but yeah, definitely self-belief, because you're going to put yourself into situations that are going to be quite challenging, especially her, because obviously she writes historical fiction, so she's playing with characters that people already know an awful lot
tough,
about.
right?
Yeah, I should imagine so, because she's trying to fictionalize people who actually existed, so that's quite difficult.
Connor said, "Belief without action is wasted." Oh, great already. You can believe in your book, but no marketing equals no sales. Yes,
and sometimes lots of
true.
marketing equals no sales.
Yeah, exactly. But my point was, if you don't believe that your book is going to do well, you kind of think, oh, nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna bother promoting my book today, or I'm not gonna push it. Whereas if you think it's gonna work, someone's gonna buy it, and I'm gonna keep plugging it and keep working hard, just that mindset difference will allow you to be more productive. Whether that makes a big difference or not, I don't know, but it gives you more of a chance. Mario, you have to believe in your product and yourself.
Oh, congratulations, Mario! By the way, live.
Yes,
Yeah, he got himself a deal with a publisher, and
fabulous news.
yeah, and that cover. Oh, you can actually tell us, Mario, if this is true, because that cover looks fantastic. I don't know if that's the final one, but it looks brilliant.
He says thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great comment. So let's go into number two tip. Tip number two, by T.O. Tolstoy. No, Leo Tolstoy, and H.P. Lovecraft. He says, pick the hours that work best for you. Tolstoy believed in starting first thing in the morning. We've heard this before as well. I always write in the morning. I was pleased to hear lately that Rossio, too, after he got up in the morning, went for a short walk and sat down to work. In the mornings, one's head is particularly fresh. The best thoughts often come in the morning after waking while still in bed or during the walk. So being
Are
awake
you
in
going
the
to say
morning.
something else, then, Chris?
No, I was going to say walking in bed, but apparently, yeah, in the morning, I've heard that like even earlier, people wake up like that 4 a.m. kind of time. It's supposed to be really kind of your mind is really imaginative and sparking. Whether this is connected.
There's the 5 a.m. Writers Club, isn't there, on the Writing Community? So if anyone is listening now that is a part of that'd be interesting to see what that's all about, like how they conduct, like do they just literally get up, tweet about the fact that they're up and then do a bit of writing, or what's the crack with that?
Or perhaps it is something, I don't know if anyone's tried this or maybe wants to try it, and if you do so, let us know. And maybe we'll have to try this on the show, and we'll let people know, little morning diary, and see how it goes on, and how productive we become.
Yeah, we could vlog that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So number 3, William Faulkner, read to write. And again, I agree with this. You must kind of know and experience things from other writers. And it's the same with anything. You can pick things up. But he says, read everything. Trash, classics, good and bad, and see how they do it. Just like a carpenter who works and appreciates and studies them as a master. Read, you'll absorb it, then write. If it's good, you'll find out. If it's not, throw it out the window.
Nice.
Interesting. Probably not throw it out the window if you're writing on a laptop. It might be a bit expensive.
No, I completely agree with that. Like, we had Steve Kavanagh on the show, and he talked about Ian. Was it Ian Rankin? No, it wasn't Ian Rankin. It was the guy who wrote the one shot. Lee Child.
Right.
There we go. Lee Child reads every day. Reads it every single day. He tries to read a book a day.
Well, Connor says, I get up at 6:30, write for 30 to 40 minutes, 40 minutes, and then head to work. Is there a reason for this, Connor? Do you find it to be more productive in the morning? I don't know. Let us know, please. We will find out. Okay. Oh, actually, Mario said, at the end of the day, I make no sense. Okay.
So he must be an early bird writer.
Catherine Mansfield, number 4. Writing anything is better than nothing. Looking back, I imagine I was always writing. Twaddle it was too.
Twaddle it was too.
But better far right twaddle or anything than nothing at all. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent because you can edit a bad script or a bad story, but you can't edit nothing. So yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent. And sometimes it's frustrating when you have to cut like thousands of words out, but sometimes you have to do it. Just get rid of it.
Number 5, Ernest Hemingway. Wow, this is really not going well. Stop while the going is good. Always stop. Well, this I find very interesting. Always stop when you are going good and don't worry about it till you start to write the next day. That way your subconscious will work on it all the time. But if you think about it consciously or worry about it, you will kill it and your brain will be tired before you start. Very interesting point.
That is a good tip, that, I reckon. Because a lot of people do try and just persevere, don't they?
Yep.
And then when they're in the moment, they just keep going and going and going and trying. So yeah.
Well, we had a tip similarly, didn't we, about writing in the morning, and someone said something about writing maybe 1,000 words or something in the morning, and then
no, it was me. I said writing 100 words. Yeah, it was me.
Hey!
I said writing 100 words in the morning, and then you think about it all day.
Yeah, obsessed.
And then when you write at night, it's a lot better.
So you and Ernest Hemingway are on the same wavelength there, Chris.
Touché.
Connor said he found that if I don't write before noon, the day muddles my brain and then I can't write at all. Interesting. Mario, that's so well. That's very true for me as well.
So you're a morning writer, Chris, or a nighttime?
Me, very much a night owl. I would happily sit here in the nighttime, stick my hoodie up, stick some tunes on in the background, and just work through the night. I really think I would. And if I had, Halo also said she drowns herself in coffee, then writes on a lunch break. I've been known to write in the lunchtime in work, in the afternoons at times, and definitely evening times. So, I think if I had the go on.
No, I was going to say I love that comment from Halo. Like, obviously, having read Halo's book now, like I don't know where she works, but imagine her just on a lunch break, just typing away. And some of the stuff that she writes, like she's got like a nosy person over her shoulder, like looking and going, "Oh my god, what's that?"
Yeah, she's typing away. Someone like talks to her and she gives her a death stare.
Yeah,
she imagines all the powers she has to like do things to them. I guess where that's came from, I don't know. Yeah, cool. So I think I was going back to it. If I had like, if the shed ever happened and we had the podcast studio and it was a real nice little place to work and I was out there and I had a few beers on the show, I think I would be writing till stupid o'clock in the morning. I really think I would be. Scott says Ross says she works in a wardrobe. Halo, if I wrote your book in my workplace, I'd be fired. Potentially, yeah. Okay, so number 6 is John Steinbeck. Take it a page at a time. Abandon the idea that you're ever going to finish. Lose track of the 400 pages or whatever it is, and write just one page for each day, and that helps. Interesting.
Nah. Sorry.
Not a fan of that one.
No, sorry, Steinbeck. I don't agree with that. A page a day, like, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it'll take forever to finish.
That really sounds like someone who's really unmotivated. It helps to write if you do one page a day, and that sounds like someone who's got contracts of writing and kind of can't be asked in my mind there. Because I kind of like to write. Once I get in the story, I'm like, oh, where's this going to go next? And I really want to kind of push it. So I never get the thought of, do you know what, I don't want to do it. And I guess in a Steinbeck's like, oh, it helps if you write one a day. It's kind of like, oh, go on, mate.
Yeah, I can imagine if you had a deadline you didn't want to write.
Yeah,
that would be useful. But not if you just.
I mean, come on, Steinbeck. You could be going in doing a shitty job somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, I reckon he probably did.
Yeah,
quite a few. Didn't he work as like a farmhand at one point?
A farmhand?
Yeah, like helping out on a farm.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Number 7, Miranda July. Don't worry about the bad drafts. I was a lot dumber when I was writing the novel. I felt like worse of a writer would come home every day from my office and say, well, I still really like the story. I just wish it was better written. At that point, I didn't realize I was writing the first draft, and the first draft was the hardest part. From there, it was comparatively easy. I was like, I had some Play-Doh to work with and could just keep working with it, doing a million drafts and things changing radically and characters appearing. This is a long one. Oh my god. And disappearing and solving mysteries. Why is this thing here? Should I just take it away? And then realizing, no, that is there, in fact, because that is the key to this. I love that sort of detective work, keeping the faith alive until the questions have been sleuthed out.
Wow. No wonder it took her so long to write a book. It took
Yeah,
her that long to give an answer.
I'm guessing what
I
she's
bet that
saying
guy
is...
hated that response. So, can you give us a tip? Yes, I've got a tip for you, but it's
like, I
pretty
gotta
big.
go in a minute. I've got some stuff to sort out. But I think what she's saying is that she kind of didn't have a clue what was going on in that story, and it was just like, is this even worth it? And in the end, it kind of all came together. So just keep persevering. Or you could just Steinbeck it and write a page a day, and then just it'll come in the end. So perseverance is... She could have just said perseverance, and then we would all been happier in life. Number 9, Zadie Smith. Get offline. Get off Twitter. She didn't say that. She said get offline. Work on a computer that is disconnected from the internet. That is how to answer a question. Zadie Smith, Fitzgerald, take some advice. And I just slagged off Fitzgerald, and I didn't use that tip yet. Miranda July, that's how you answer a question. Zadie Smith was number 9. I skipped one. I'll go back to it. She says, get offline, working on a computer that's disconnected. I think everyone that's on Twitter knows that.
Yeah.
Yes. There's some comments coming in here.
Nice.
Halo says, sometimes you feel the flow go too far, question your morals, and need to distance to purge your soul. I'm kind of concerned about Halo sometimes. I think she needs a hug. Okay, so let's go back to Fitzgerald as I slagged that person off. And it's number 8. Don't write and drink, which is actually something I've been trying to do for a while and haven't got round to. And Mr. Hooley kind of advises to try.
Well, Joseph Knox, who we also had on the show, he sent me a signed copy of one of his books, and his advice was drink as much as possible and write in the process.
I'd like to try it, yeah. Fitzgerald says, it's become increasingly plain to me that the very excellent organisation of a long book or the finest perceptions and judgment in the time of revision do not go well with liquor. A short story can be written on the bottle, but for a novel you need a mental speed that enables you to keep the whole pattern inside your head and ruthlessly sacrifice the sideshows. Meaning, you can write a short story on the bottle.
See, would he class The Great Gatsby as a short story or a novel or a novella? Because it's not massive, is it? Let's be honest.
Hello, Anya Pavils on the show. Moderate drinking when writing is okay, not when editing. Potentially, yeah. I don't know. Is it a short story? Well, it's kind of rude to the short story writers of the world that it's all right to do it as a short story. I think my story is kind of a short story, and I wasn't drunk when I wrote that. I should have said I was. Maybe it's an excuse for some of the crap that's in there. Nah, it's going down well still. Okay, so let's read the last.
Tip 10.
Tip 10. Zadie Smith, who...
She already been. We've had her.
She has, sorry. Muriel Spark. This is the most obscure of the tips. And I kind of don't agree because I'm not a fan of this thing. Okay, so she said, if you want to concentrate deeply on some problem, and especially on some piece of writing or paperwork, you should acquire a... Guess what I'm going to say, Chris? Anyone who answers this? If you want to concentrate, and this is really going to help you, and there's a lot to come after this sentence. You acquire something. And it's a
partner?
Not a partner. Incorrect. You should acquire a cat.
A cat?
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
my God.
I know. Alone with a cat in the room where you work, the cat will invariably get up on your desk and settle under the desk lamp, apparently. We lost this, sorry. The light from the lamp gives the cat satisfaction. The cat will settle down and be serene, with a serenity that passes all understanding, and the tranquility of the cat will gradually come to affect you. Sitting there at your desk so that all the excitable qualities that impeded your concentration compose themselves and give your mind back to the self-command it has lost. You need not watch the cat all the time. Its presence alone is enough. The effect of the cat on your concentration is remarkable and very mysterious.
You see, I was looking at books that she's wrote because I've heard the name, obviously, but I don't think I've read anything that she's written. And after that statement, I don't think I will, because I don't trust cats, at all.
The little weird things. I will say I'm really approving of Connor's comment here, and he says, "Cats are evil creatures that should be purged from the world." And Ross says they will wait 8 hours before eating your corpse. I don't know. I think I'm not a fan of cats, and they kind of creep me out a little bit. But I don't think having a cat lying on my desk, because I tell you right now, the amount of crap on my desk, it's not a lot. It's my keyboard, my all that crap.
Jelly tots.
I haven't got any. I haven't had any for ages. I lost 4 pounds last week, Chris.
Jesus, where from?
My pocket was all in my pocket.
No, but I mean, you're looking.
Yeah, no.
Looking pretty slim.
Yeah, you're lying. Anyway,
do you know what I think you're doing? I think you're giving me those £4 through this virtual system.
Yeah.
It's like they come off you from here and just land on me.
Yeah, maybe if I just push.
Oh, that's my excuse anyway.
Yeah. So what was I talking about? The cats. Yeah, I don't think I'd have room for a cat on my desk. And if I did, I think it would kind of piss me off, not make me relax and think about my writing. Yeah, so
she's definitely the crazy cat lady, isn't she?
She said the effect of your cat on your concentration is remarkable and very mysterious, and that is a comment in itself, isn't it? Crazy cat lady, perhaps. Anyone have cats on the chat? I don't know. Let us know.
Is she still alive, Muriel Spark?
I don't know. You've got the phone out. Have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look, actually. I feel bad talking about her if she's dead, but if she's alive, then it's fair game.
Yeah, Mario's asking me to show him his guns again. I can't do that. Right, we're going to have the bedtime results on very soon.
No, she died quite a while ago, 2006.
Then you can definitely slag her off. We're going to have the very results of the bedtime story competition very soon, and we're going to pick top 3. I did say that we'd do top 3. The 3 winners, we will buy books from all those 3 people, and whoever comes first can have a £10 Amazon voucher. As well. It's nothing major, but we didn't have a super amount of entries, so we'll release them, and the winner, we'll kind of nudge them in the direction of buying some books on Amazon, maybe help the community out, but they don't have to. They can buy whatever they want. So are you ready to do that now, Chris? And
yeah, let's do it.
If we've got time for 5 minutes, we might get some people on if they're interested.
Yeah, bring people on the show.
Okay, so what I want to do is talk about all of the entries we had, because we had 10 entries in total, and they were fantastic.
Nice.
And
can we show them?
They're quite long.
Right, okay.
We'll be here for a while.
Yeah.
I can show you.
Maybe just the opening line. Because we talked about opening lines.
Perhaps. Let's share the screen there. Okay. Oh, bollocks, I did that again. Yeah, sorry guys, bear with me. Not literally. Oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah, they were really good entries, and I think we were spoilt with the quality we did have. So it's kind of hard to pick winners, but there were some. Can you see this now? So this is my YouTube. If I go to my channel, and if you want to watch these, just follow what I'm doing on the screen. So go to the Writing Community Chat Show page. 50 subscribers, that's gone up. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching this show right now and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go and do it right now.
Nope.
And it's live now. We are live now, it says right there. That's cool. So go up here, playlists on the top, and you will see Season 2 playlists, so interviews from Season 2, odd videos going back to when we first started with other video platforms, and it's really funny. Faces from Places, we very briefly started that. Bedtime Story Competition is what you want to look at. Now, straight away on the screen, Mario Delalio, 16 likes on there. He's had 139 views, which is fantastic. And a couple of great, comments. Scary story, Mario. It kind of was. Wonderful. Maestro, as always, Halo's always fantastically commented on the thing. So, Mario, we'll start off with a couple of seconds of this, and let's have a listen.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Mario Delolio, and I'm going to be doing a reading from my memoir, Coming About, Life in the Balance. It's a story about my husband and I, who lived in San Francisco, and decided to chuck it all and buy a boat and sail off to the Caribbean, to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands.
Fantastic.
The sailing adventure didn't go as planned.
Well, there you go. So Mario went on a sailing adventure. This is a complete true story, by the way. And his book, we've had an interview with Mario. It's a fantastic show. So please, if you're interested in that story, listen to that show, and please buy his book and support him. So that's
that comment from Ross, was just brilliant.
Ross said, if you're on the thing, you can't listen to this. Have I missed it? Yeah, he said, if you watch yourselves live now, you can time travel and create an infinite paradox. Yeah.
It'd be like a budget version of Tenant.
Yeah. So, number 2, Anya Pavil, who's watching the show right now. What an entry, by the way.
Hi, this is
Look at this outfit.
In The Moon Hunters by me, Anya Pavil. So now I see why you like the rain, Deanne said with a knowing smile. But why didn't you just run back to the library and stay? I took a sip of the tea that she'd given me, relishing the caffeine that awakened my senses. Even thousands of miles from Ani Island, I still remembered the beautiful sensations of that day.
Oh my God, that dog is dressed
the
up.
rain splashing on my toes.
Even the dog was dressed up.
Cracking in front
That's
of my
brilliant.
eyes, and the first twinges of love springing
See,
from
if
my
that was a cat, it'd scratch your face off for
I
wearing
experienced it all
goggles.
again and savored it from
That dog would not sit on your lamp either. There's an familiar face there. Look. Hello, everybody. We're not watching that one. That was me just promoting my book. Carolyn Ruffles.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carolyn.
She had 77 views.
And I'm going to give you
Amazing
a little
job.
preview of my romantic thriller.
Romantic thriller. That's a great cover, by the way.
So I'm going to read you the prologue. Thank you very much, Writing Community Chat Show, for this great opportunity. So it begins. Prologue, 1 a.m. Under cover of night, the doctor slipped through the door and into the hospital.
Ooh.
The reception area
Straight
stood
into the
eerily
action.
empty in the half gloom.
Yeah, happy with that one, are you?
Drink and confectionery machines stood silent as sentries.
That's brilliant. Yep.
Shuttered shops.
That was a really interesting story, that one. That's really good. Next one. 29 views.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Tim McLaughlin,
Hello,
author
Tim.
of Tall Tales Volume 1.
What
Now,
a
you may
great
have
name,
noticed
guys.
by the title that it is not a standard novel format. Tall Tales is actually a collection of short stories that altogether tells a much larger story. And Volume
Clever.
1 is just that, the first anthology of those stories.
Anthology.
And so each chapter is its own short story. So today, I'll be reading a story from
I wonder
Tall
how
Tales
many of
Volume
them he
1
wrote
titled
whilst he was drunk.
Trespasser.
What is that for?
Because you can write short stories on the ball.
2nd of December, 2002. Robert Partridge never seemed to get the impressive bucks. Sure, he'd get a deer each year.
All right, Chris. What about that introduction? He never seems to get the impressive books.
Yeah, it's all right.
He didn't wake up, though, did he? So that's good.
You didn't.
No. Next one, we've got a couple more. 27 views, a couple of comments there. JN Supermum, she sent one in for us.
Hey everyone, so it's been a couple of weeks since I did a reading, and I'm sitting here next to my amazing waterfall that I built,
That's very cool.
which I absolutely love. It's my piece. So with the nice weather, all the kids are out riding bikes and shit, and so I thought I would read my...
Is she related to my grandma?
doctor's emergency.
Probably, yeah.
With this many kids in my house, there is always one hurt. Always. I have been to more doctors and dentist appointments than any one person could do in their entire fucking life. But the hardest of those days is when it's a real fucking emergency. Yes, the never-ending...
Is this a book or a life?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
12 hours, and then one of your children decide to be a dumbass during those final hours. Then you're off to spend hours upon hours in a fucking hospital waiting for the news of how bad it is. Over the years, my kids have literally blown teeth out of their jaws, root and all. This was a double trip, hospital and dentist.
Yeah, I quite like that,
Yeah, the Superman thing is not related in that story, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of it's good. It's the next one, SJ Hudson. She couldn't get a video to work. She tried. Fair play to this lady, 3 or 4 times to send me the files, and they just weren't happening. So basically, she sent me the audio file, and I put a video overlay on. A couple of views on there, and good story. And in fact, I undersold that. This is a children's story about a lion, and it kind of tackles mental health as well. I absolutely love this.
Hi, this is SJ Hudson, and this is my entry for your competition. I hope you like it. The book is titled The Lion Who Longed for Spots, and it's due for release in the next few weeks. It's based on children's mental health and supports low self-esteem and self-belief. So here goes, hope you like it.
She's got a great
There
voice, by the way.
once was a lion named Lottie.
Yeah.
And her dream was to become spotty. She would sit for hours and hours a day, wishing she looked different in every way. Lottie was feeling envious as she watched her friends run by. All she longed for was some spots, and it got her asking why.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah,
think
I
that's
like it.
fantastic. Great. I think I might look in purchasing that. 3 more to go. Anna Marcy Cat. She's had a couple of views, a couple of comments. This is her new book that's out very soon. And
Hello,
let's have a little listen.
to the writing community chat show Bedtime Story.
Sounded like she had something else on.
Author of Behind Blue Eyes and Tales of the Shadow City series. And
I've got to say, I love the way Anna says series, because she says serious. And it could be a German thing, I don't know, but I find it hilarious. And if it's not, and she just means series, then no one tell her, because it's funny.
to read of one of my books once again for this wonderful radio show.
Podcast.
Thank you, Chris and Chris. And no, because I told you so many times before. So, for a bedtime story today, I'm gonna read out of
Look at that cover.
book. It's called Dark City, and it's my brand new book. It's the second book.
That is a book that you could beat a vampire to death with. That's
Do you know what? Just looking
Big
at
book.
that, it looks like a movie poster.
It does.
It's fantastic.
And her books are fantastic. Behind Blue Eyes is just phenomenal.
Yeah, that looks great. Now, another great entry. Dimas Rio, he was one of our beer sponsors going back a while with this very book. He pulled out some.
Before you start, can we recognise any of those books? The one on the top left behind his head, the
Harry
red and
Potter.
blue one, that's definitely Harry Potter, isn't it?
Harry Potter there.
Yeah.
That's got King written on it. I'm not sure if it's Stephen King. That looks like J.K. Rowling's.
There's not been many other kings, surely.
It could be called King something, you sarcastic bastard. Anyway,
Hello everybody.
this was
My
brilliant.
name is Dimas Rio, and this is the first time I filmed myself talking directly to.
Hang on. signed on the website is someone from Dublin, Ireland. Connor, are you on my website? Carry it.
The camera, so I apologize
Oh, hang
in
on.
advance if this is all.
Mr. Hooley. What are you laughing at, mate?
It just sounded like he said something else.
Oh, okay, let's go back. Back to the start. Let's see what he's on about.
Hello, everybody. My name is Dimas Rio, and this is the first time I film myself talking directly to the camera. So I apologize in advance if this is all a bit rough. A little bit about myself. I live in the city of Jakarta, Indonesia. For those
But hang on, Chris. He didn't say I feel myself on the camera, okay? It sounded a bit like it, but he didn't say that. But what I'm going to say is, right, he gives us a fantastic cultural lesson, and then he goes into, check this out, black and white with dramatic music for his tale.
Baron Yard. The colonial-style building was deeply
How amazing is that?
to the ground. Its back against the cloudy
I think that's fantastic. So, one more, and this is Adam Wing. Very smiley face on Adam Wing, who we still need to interview because we interviewed Adam and the files were all crap when we went back to the old software. And he's going to come on the show again at some point. But this was great as well.
Hello, my name is Adam Wing, and I'm going to be reading to you today the first chapter from my book, Matriarch.
Cool cover.
Matriarch.
It is with Adam. I've actually seen his book in Waterstones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I don't know how he's done that.
The eldest. Fate, destiny, doom.
Fate,
They
destiny,
rule our
doom.
lives, decide our futures. Queens of fortune and potential. So small are we in their eyes, so titanic their vision.
That's very cool, and that's a good way to start a book.
A book.
So there are 10 things that we've been received in the competition. So I want to reveal the top 3 that I've chosen. And like I said, we will buy books from each of these people that we've picked from the top 3, and every single entry, to be honest with you, was absolutely fantastic. Honestly, I really enjoyed every single one of them, and it was hard to choose these. And this is something I want to do each year, and hopefully next year it'll be bigger and better somehow. And there are a few things coming that will be you guys will want to hear out about, which I've hinted to on Twitter. But let's go through it, right? So my number 3. I'm really stuck between these two for number 2 and 3. My number 3 is it's Dimas Rio.
Hello,
And
everybody.
because
My name is Dimas.
not because he feels himself on camera, Chris, because he gave us such a good cultural lesson about what his book is about, where it came from, and the stories of his culture, and the black and white and the dramatic music. And he read the story really well. And please go and watch it if you haven't. I just think that was fantastic. So well done. We will buy your book. Anders, it is a German thing. Sirius. Oh, I'm gutted because I thought she was just saying it wrong, and I thought it was really funny. So her Sirius is out now. Nice to see you on the show, Anders. Okay, number 2, moving up a bit, is I can't ignore it. Is Anya Pavil. Well done, Anya.
Hey, this is part of
How
chapter
can we not celebrate a dog in a tutu and someone who's dressed up as a crazy pirate, COVID pirate, who's going swimming? I mean,
I like it.
Regardless, if you read the back of a Sun newspaper, I think you would come second for that outfit. Thank you for making the effort, and you did read a fantastic story too. So not proud of that.
I'm just putting it out there. Moon Hunters is actually a really good book as well, which I need to review because I've read it now. I need to review it on Amazon, so I'll be doing that very shortly.
Anya, the Pirate Queen, indeed. Writing Hub 2. Hello, welcome to the show, and she loves it. And number 1, we did say that reviews, comments, all views and comments, and all these sort of things would help us, decide. And we can't ignore the fact that Mario, hello, number 1,
Greetings,
has had
everyone.
140 views, multiple comments, hundreds of shares on Twitter. And again, the story is fantastic. It's a real life story which is crazy. And Mario, we've got to give it to you. It's been a great week for you. Signed by an agent and all that business, and fantastic entry. Thank you guys so much for entering.
Well done, Mario.
There's a clap going on there. I'm humbled by this, especially given the amazing talent in this crew. Do you know what? Hang on. Whoa! Interrupting this news flash. Anya Pavil got married by pirates.
Wow, was that freely by your own choice, or were you forced to be married by pirates?
Yeah, well done, Mario. Fantastic effort. Woohoo, Mario. Yeah, Mario, well deserved. It is well deserved. And the fact that, such a happy soul, so engaged in the Twitter, this whole writing community thing, which is what this whole show is about. Yes, well done to every single one of you that you entered. We're really happy that you did, because, we only had 10, which isn't a load, but each one was really quality in their entries, so not taking away from anything else on there. So we will give you prizes.
They were brilliant.
And hopefully moving forward, down the line, we're coming up with bigger, better prizes. Honestly, will do. And that pretty much is not far off the end of the show, except for let's introduce the weekend's guest, Chris, shall we?
Yeah.
Ooh.
This weekend's we got one this weekend, don't we? Friday. Oh
no, we got two.
Oh, we got two.
Yeah.
So the first guest, she was an absolute pleasure to chat to.
Really was really good.
She was fantastic. She'd worked on the Graham Norton Show. She'd worked on Ant and Dec's, is it Saturday Night Takeaway she worked on?
Ant and Dick Lake?
Yeah.
Why are you, man?
But yeah, she's written her first novel and she chatted to us about it as well. And I have just started reading it because I finished David Nichols' book a few days ago, which I'm still a little bit annoyed about with that book. It didn't end the way I wanted it to. Nothing against his writing. His writing's fantastic, but I was pretty annoyed, and I'm still annoyed, holding a grudge on that. But yeah, she writes something very similar, and the way that she writes is very similar. So she was fantastic. We probably should say her name now.
Yeah, it kind of helps. You just have to guess who she is. Go on then.
Let's see if people can guess. Actually, that'd be interesting.
Oh, okay. It's good radio.
It is.
Can anyone? No, just
people have a guess. So she is a romance writer who has released her first book. Her New Year is a big part to play in her book, so that might give you something to Google.
That's a good clue. I really like the cover of that book as well. It's very
it's very shiny.
Which isn't out on paperback yet, by the way. It will be soon.
It isn't.
Go on, Chris. No one's getting a guess. Just
I can't yet, mate, because I only know her first name. So I'm looking through. I'm trying to find my orders.
Seriously?
No, I've forgotten.
The first one's an S. There's
another
her
first name.
Starts with an S. Oh, hang on. When you're talking about that, Mario says, is there a first prize trip to Wales? And Ross said, no one wants that. And Mario said, not even to visit you guys. And Ross said, no. I mean, no one wants to go to Wales. And then Mario said, don't you live there too? No, he doesn't, Mario. Ross lives in the Franks.
I've remembered who it is.
Go on then.
I remember the first name. It's Sophie, but it's Sophie Cousins.
Sophie Cousins, indeed it was.
Yes, and she wrote this book, which if I can get the cover, because you don't seem to have to go.
Go on.
There we go.
No, that's just a blank screen. And I've deleted it off my desktop.
There we go.
Anyway, there you go. So this time next year, her tweet was very confusing, and it's a really nice looking cover. It's all about like a romantic story, like New Year's, she said 2 people basically born on the same day, same hospital, very different paths that meet again. And it's something to do with New Year's, like reminiscing, and it sounded like a great story. So, and genuinely, really good interview. Really enjoyed it. Very engaging and funny. So that's on Friday at 8 o'clock.
I'm sure Sophie won't mind, but I'm just going to read the first paragraph because we were talking about opening lines. So, the night jam was rammed. Pounding music pulsed through the club, and the walls felt sticky and with sweat, alcohol, likely worse. Minnie held tightly to Greg's hand as they jostled through the crowd near the door. There you go. That's the first paragraph.
Oh, I thought that was it. Yeah.
No, but straight into the action again, like we were talking about. So
No,
they're in the middle of a
honestly,
nightclub, not waking up.
I've looked
sweating
into this book since we had her on the show, and the reviews and the blurbs and stuff just fantastic. I really fancy reading that, and it's not my usual type of read. Writing Hub says sounds good. It does.
It does. I like Writing Hub when she comments because I actually know who she is. I know everybody else, obviously, but
I don't.
I know you don't. But we could go to Wales. We could visit you in Wales.
Mario said I've been to England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Wales is next on the UK list.
Nice.
Honestly, next year, if we can get some writing convention going, like an actual one that's really established, and we can take the writing show to there, even if me and Chris just go with a GoPro or something crazy and film the whole weekend for the show, YouTube channel, whatever, I think would be amazing, and especially if some of you guys could join us on it.
Or if people just got a flight to Wales, and can you get a flight to Wales? Have we got an airport? And then we had a sleepover at Agate's.
You have to get a hot air balloon and just hope you land in the right place, not on a mountain or on a sheep, you know.
Yeah.
So Sophie Cousins is on Friday, 8 o'clock on the Friday night chat show. And then the Moonlight sessions will be at 2 a.m. in the UK time on the Friday night, Saturday morning. So is a prime time in America. And that guest has written 3 feature films that have won awards and have had starred some really now big actors a few years back. And he has also sold over 1 million books and is recently he's a finalist very soon in the Veteran Awards, which is a kind of a big thing too. And that guest on Saturday Moonlight Session show is Dougie Brimson. And he states is one of the most famous people or writers maybe that you'll never heard of. He has some opinions that perhaps people don't agree with.
Yeah, you did this one on your own, didn't you?
I did, yeah. No, it was great.
Your second lonesome interview, which
indeed
I've done 2. My first was with Henrietta McCurvey, God bless her soul, because she persevered.
Has she passed?
No, she hasn't. But she put up with me for a bit, so that was good.
Oh,
and then
I thought the way you said that, like she's had a terrible accident and she's gone.
No, I meant like I was just a bumbling idiot, not knowing what I was saying, and she was like very nice about it. And then Jasper Ford was my second.
Get it to enlist him.
Yeah, he was fantastic. And obviously, this is your second.
Yeah,
going alone solo interview.
I interviewed Laura Coyette, who is a massive Hollywood star. I mean, you may not know off the front pages, but she's been in she mingles with the big kids of, the old people of Hollywood. You know what I mean?
She's with the big kids.
She's with the big kids. Like you, Richard. Oh my God. Richard Dreyfuss's and people like that. I mean, honestly,
Leonardo DiCaprio. Come on,
yeah,
that's the biggest
DiCaprio,
one. That's the big fish.
Quentin Tarantino, just buddies. Do you know what I mean? It was amazing. And then Dougie Brimson on the weekend, who is, he's written many different genres, fiction, non-fiction books, and it's really impressive the writing he has done. So that's definitely one to watch as well. And Mario said, "Party in Wales." Whoop whoop. It's all about venues, It's quite small. So those two shows.
We'll stay on your couch, Chris. We'll get sleeping bags.
The whole Writing Community Chat Show fan club.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
We'll bring our own sleeping bags. We'll sleep where we fall, type thing.
Sleep where you all
fall.
Oh, fall. We sleep where we all. New weird saying. So those 2 shows this weekend. Definitely tune into those shows. Again, please retweet this, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you don't already, on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, we have 9 reviews, ratings. It's been there for ages. I kind of want 10. But I was
going to say that review that you posted the other day was really I'd never read that before, and that was really nice. It was and Chris and Chris are in your living room. I was like, oh,
yeah, they feel like they're on the couch with us right there.
Yeah,
invisible person. So yeah, please, if you go on there and sort of give us a comment and a rating. It kind of helps people come to the show and listen and watch it. And if you subscribe to us on there, whatever, it kind of downloads the shows automatically, which gives us views and stuff, which really helps. Mario says,
are we going to have a guest on now? Are you going to invite a guest on?
We can quickly. If someone comments in the comment thing and really wants to quickly come on and have a quick chat with us, then let us know and I'll send you an invite.
Yeah, we'll send you a link and get you on. Writing Hub 2.
Ooh, Writing Hub 2 would be good because I don't know who this is. You're a mystery to me.
I doubt she'll do it. She's probably gone red the fact that I've mentioned it.
Oh, really? Is she a shy one?
She's not. Well, yeah, she is, I suppose, if you don't know her, but she's not if you do know her, which I suppose is everyone.
Yeah. No one's commented, so kind of cool that no one wants to come on. Yeah, so I don't think we'll have a party in Wales just yet because the COVID thing is getting worse again, which is kind of crazy. But at least we'll have shows to play to you guys, eh? At least you can listen to the podcast and kind of wish you were here. Mario said, will Halo be there?
I don't know, is Halo still here? Or is she gone?
If she's had enough coffee, she more than likely could probably run here.
Halo, if you're still here, come on and talk to us about Echoes of Blood.
Yeah, I don't want to know how dark that gets compared to book one. Because if it is worse, then I like a dark thing, and I don't think I could read it. Honestly, one scene in that book is... No,
trust me, mate. You've not got to that
one
scene. No,
I'm just telling you. One scene in that book has stayed with me for quite a while.
Does it involve a police officer?
No. It involves someone on the wall.
Have you got to that bit yet?
No.
No? Wow.
No, I don't think so. It involves someone attached to a wall and some self-pleasurements using some powers. I was like, no way. But yes way. I kind of went there.
Yeah,
no,
guess
she's not
that's
commented.
Mate.
Yeah.
Saddle up.
We will light an Elmo on fire. She'll come. It's a beacon. So a massive Elmo up in Brecon Beacons would be quite ironic. Mario says he'll come on if we like. Do you know what, Mario?
Of course.
Of course. So let's send him thingy-majiggy. And we can congratulate him on all his magical success he's had recently.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's done very well. And was it Pit Mad or something that he got picked up from, or was it separate?
I think so, but we can find out for sure, for definite. It's quite quick, whatever it was, because I remember him saying like an agent liked his pitch, and then and then next thing we know, he's like,
mention Elmo and Halo's back.
Yeah,
she must have nipped for a pee.
Halo can come on as well,
or coffee.
And talk about Echoes of Blood.
Oh, go on, Halo. I'll send you a thing if you're interested. Just if you're not, don't worry about it. Okay, I'm quite good at this multitasking now and talking at the same time. Okay. Maybe not. I just heard a beep, so I think Mario's waiting to come on.
He's in the waiting room.
Oh, there he is.
Here we go. Hey!
It's good to see you.
Hello.
Oh, great show today.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Well done, Mario. Well done. We're so proud of you.
So tell us, Mario, how did this signing of your book, and how did this come around?
So two things happened within the same week. I mean, it honestly was a huge week for me.
Yeah.
So I did do Pit Mad, and I did get one agent who was interested. And in another book, in the book about my parents' love story, Letters from Italy. So I am like over the moon over that. So I sent her the first 10 pages, and she said, this is right up my alley. And she said, send the next 50. So I did that. And now she wants a proposal. And that's
rather quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm like, oh God. But that's the part you have to give like a whole, like, who are you and what do you bring to the table and all that other stuff and your following. And that freaks me out. You know, like I don't even know how to do that.
Well, do you know what? That story about your parents and the love letters, I think it's a fantastic and kind of original idea that they would love. So I can see completely why they've gone for it.
So I'm really hoping it goes to the next level with that. I mean, we're still in conversations, but my goodness, to have her, and it's one of the biggest agencies on the West Coast of the United States. So they have some bestsellers on their list. So
and you won the massive writing community £10 thing.
I know.
It's amazing. You have to buy a lottery ticket now. I mean, that's the third thing.
Going right out.
Right.
But then the other thing during the same week was that this agency or publisher that I knew only from Twitter followed me, and I went to their website. I was like, oh, what the heck? Let me throw my stuff out there, and they made me an offer.
Yes.
So Mario, that tweet that you sent with the news about it and the cover, is that the cover that's going to be the actual cover, or is that just like a bit of a mock-up for now?
It's a mock-up for now, but I gotta say, I really like it because it's very evocative. I mean, I used to walk those streets and look up at those are the statues on the top of the colonnade in front of St. Peter's Basilica, and I actually, in my first paragraph of the book, I mentioned those statues standing like sentinels protecting Holy Mother Church. So
I thought it was a really striking, but really just wow type cover. So I hope the publishers don't deviate too much from that, because I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, they're gonna. I spoke to them today. They're gonna send me a few other mock-ups, and it's a small publishing house, and they want my feedback. So that's nice.
Well, we would most definitely give you feedback if you after that feedback, send it through the groups if you're wanting to, and we will comment indeed. Yeah,
absolutely.
I couldn't be happier, Mario. Honestly, the fact that only last year this kind of wasn't a thing, and now it's all coming together, and the fact that we've interviewed you and spoke about that journey, and now it's become something bigger is really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. It's kind of my heart is beating so fast right now because I'm like, wait, is this really happening? And this is it's kind of exciting because I was writing up acknowledgments and all these new men, because that's the name of the book, that I went to school with back then, who told me stories. I asked them, I'm like, can I thank you? Can I acknowledge you? And they're like, absolutely, throw me in there.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
It's very cool. That. So we're hoping it's going to be out before Christmas.
Wow. Yes. That's a quick turnaround. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. It depends.
Well, if that is going to happen, Mario, you're going to have to come back on the show, and we'll have to give that a whole show and a good push as well, because I'm sure everyone will want to be part of that. So, I wish you all the best with that, and I hope it really becomes something that you can only imagine,
Yeah.
So let's hope so.
We're after films, everything.
Yes.
Oh,
a great TV series on Netflix.
And it is controversial. There's some spiciness, not quite Halo spicy.
No, Netflix love one of they love a show like that.
It could be the next Lucifer.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Indeed. Right. So we're going to finish the show up in a second, Mario. But what I'm going to say, I'm going to ask you the question, because I've got homework for the fans of this show this week. And what that homework is, I want to know everybody's best excuse for when they can't be asked to write. And now I want people to tweet us on the show or whatever, send us a message, and we will talk about it in next week's show. But have you got a great excuse that you use when you really just you haven't got that mindset and you just want to avoid the writing?
Yeah, it's usually like, I'm old and I'm tired.
What about you, Chris? Have you got one?
Normally it's a 2-year-old messing around and just knocks me off kilter. I'm just like,
that's a good excuse. I think I'm going with Mario's Club. Just being tired is kind of an ass kicker. Cool. So thank you, Mario, for coming on. And we will have to do a show soon. We spoke about when this behind the scenes is growing for you guys, that once we get this sorted, will be a fantastic show.
Absolutely.
a few people on, so we'll keep that under wraps for now.
Amen.
There's something else that's under wraps that we're going to reveal some point, and which is going to interest you guys again. So this week we're going to sign off, and let's all give Mario congratulations on his things. Thank you so much for coming back on.
Namaste.
And please listen to the show Friday and Saturday, Friday night, Saturday. And we will be back Wednesday next week for another Indie Wednesday show similar to this, because I think moving forward we might try and adopt this process, and we kind of think it works. So let us know if you prefer us to live on Wednesday rather than the Friday. Let us know and tweet us. And standing ovation says Halo Scott. So we will sign off. Thank you guys for coming on, and see you on Friday.